in the future, somebody will be standing in something because you saw it now, right? And obviously Cut Different Academy came right to my mind, right? And when I think about that, it's so many people, like, you have a vision, right? And you have a beautiful idea, and you don't understand, like, the obedience, the discipline, the commitment that if you put into that idea, that somebody literally is going to be walking in that because of you. Welcome world, welcome family to another episode of the EL2A Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Gilmore Jr. To the right of me, we got the legend, the Rocket, with Eddie Rock. How you feeling today? The whole night I've been thinking about what I'm about to say. I have nothing for you today. But how you feeling today?
I'm good, bro. Just warming up a little bit out there, man.
Yeah, man, we in the month of February, Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. What do you think about Black History Month?
Hey, man, what do I think about Black History Month? Time to recognize it's the time to shed light on the young people for real. About, I think we've been doing a good job of having the kids and after school of acknowledging the black historians or the black leaders in our community. So just shedding light on them, because a lot of times they don't know what you don't know. I think last year it was the Fort King. It was something about the Fort King situation here, Fort King, Little, and just that whole road, that whole situation. That was something that I remember he introduced that to the kids and last year for Black History. So again, it's a good opportunity for the kids to learn something new.
Yeah, so pioneers. But that's something we did, man. I remember we used to take a day and same thing he's probably doing, but just highlight the different. And it's crazy how much how you say you only know what you know that you don't know. A lot of things in this world, came from black folks. So and that's a cool thing. But it mixed feelings about Black History Month, because obviously you think about when it's 1 month. And obviously Black history goes throughout the year. It's not just 1 month. Black history is American history, right? That it's a part. It's embedded. So it's like we separated, and make it something different when it's black folks help make this country what it was. So, anywho's, obviously we got a Love Month 2 Love Day coming up soon. So hopefully you got your Valentine's Day, you as well. This will be coming out Valentine's Day weekend. So hoping week of Valentine's Day. So making sure you're taking your loved one out for something special, man. So. But we're going to get into it. We're not going to waste too much time. Stop what you're doing. Like, subscribe, and comment. All right? Like, subscribe, and comment. I say that each and every time, but I need to see them comments go up, and I need to see them likes go up again. It's free 99. Just showing love to the conversation, man. We're going to keep doing this, and keep y'all tuned. And honestly, make sure y'all emailing us, EL2A Podcast @gmail.com. Make sure y'all tapping in with us and letting us know that you're committed. One thing I really want to know, who listens every week? The person that listens every week, who you are, hit us in the email, man. We want to highlight you, right? We want to be able to know, like, you tapping in because that means a lot, right? If you come into this platform one time to watch the episode, that means a lot. So imagine if you're watching every week, that truly means a lot. So make sure y'all tapping into our email, that we know who you are. Other than that, Cut Different Academy, man. Cut Different Academy coming soon. To a family, man, come invest in the futures that are going to change the world. What you see here right now, man, we are reimagining education, right? We are giving these young boys and showing them who they are and where they're going. We're creating a school-to-career pipeline, and it's happening right here on this property, man. So let's go, EL2A fam. We're going to have a QR code that pops up. You scan that code, all right? And it's going to take you and tell you everything you need to know to come help us invest in the futures that's going to change the world. Let's go. Yeah. Come invest in the futures that are going to change the world. All right, come invest in the futures that are going to change the world. We reimagine education, man. We're changing the landscape, we're changing the game, and we're building the next leaders, right? A lot of what we're going to talk about today is Cut Different Academy is the solution to what we're talking about. Cut Different Academy is the catalyst to what we're going to talk about today. So to get right into that, man, we had the luxury, right? We had the luxury a couple of days ago to attend the Ocala Leadership Conference, right? The Ocala Leadership Conference. The crazy part about this, it was the first, right? Anytime I see the first anything, my radar automatically gets up, right? It's like, why we're in 2026 and we just had the first of something. You could look at it twofolds, right? You could be a person that says, man, we way behind. Why is the first? Or you could be the person that says, the time is now, right? It happened. The time is now. I'm choosing to be an advocate for the time is now. We're on the right trajectory. So shout out to everyone that was a part of making the Ocala Leadership Conference come here to the city. Man, it was truly amazing, truly inspiration, motivational, and all those different things. And you could take a lot of information from it that we're going to unpack right here on this episode. But I want you to pay attention to this. Right here in Ocala, we had Ryan Leak, Damon West, Shantae Lowe, Chad, I don't know how to pronounce bro last name, Robin Cooks or something like that, John Gordon, and I am your friend, Mr. John Maxwell, was here in Ocala. And this was an amazing conference. If you were at the conference, right, there was a lot of difference in the speakers, but there was a lot of similarities, right? A lot of the layers came from servant leadership to vision perspective, to team, to failure, right? Those are some of the common trends you start hearing across all speakers that made sense. So what we're gonna do here today, man, I'm gonna have me and Eddie gonna sit here and unpack what we learned, because what I believe true leadership is, right? True leadership is going ahead and then coming back and getting the rest of the folks, right? So we were able to, blessed to be in this into this conference. Some of you may not have been at that conference. For those who wasn't, what we're going to do, we went and got the information. Now we're coming back to give it to you, right? And I think that's our duty, right? Our duty is to reach back and grab somebody and bring us with you. So get your notepads out. Make sure you're taking notes. Man, my notepad was full. I ain't going to be able to give you everything, but I'm going to give you what I can here. So we're going to make sure we touch on those things. One thing I do want to touch on as well. So John Maxwell said this in the beginning of his speech. He talked about the power of the mind perspective. And this is something I'm going to touch on. We're going to have an episode about it. And I always say there's two sides of Ocala, right? There's two sides of Ocala. And the thing that, I keep trying to say that, or I can't say that, differentiate? Is it differentiate? Differentiate? But the thing that deciphers, the thing that separates the two sides of Ocala, right? It's the mindset, right? It's a mindset difference on both sides of Ocala. And I'm going to put that more, but I want to put that on y'all plate to make sure y'all understand that and really doing that. But Eddie, just to swing it to you before we dive deep, like I said, servant leadership, perspective, vision, team, failure was some of the key trends that I heard in the conference. For yourself, what are some of the key things across all speakers that you heard in the conference?
I mean, really, you said it, because that was the ones that stood out the most to me as well. That the exact same ones. Especially, I guess the biggest is the servant leader, being able to serve but lead at the same time to get, and I guess in the place of serving our community but still leading them in the right, trying to lead the community in the way that they should go, I guess, or the young boys, say the community, but the boys. Being able to serve. So a lot of times, I mean, people see the work that we do, they consider it work. Well, we really serving these young men to give them the best, try to change their perspective on life, because they encounter different things. They're taught something a certain way as they mature and as they grow. But then what they see in their household may be completely different than what we've seen, or we've seen the same things, but being able to get outside of Ocala, we've been able to see it from a different perspective to get them to understand. So now we're serving them as far as, shedding light on how life really could be. And then now we're leading them at the same time into a different way of thinking for the best, for the positive, for positiveness out of it.
Yeah. Not as powerful. And there's so much nuggets, right? There's so many nuggets in just way to say. There's so many nuggets that we took away, but I'm just take some of the quotes, some of the things that hit me. We'll talk about it. You can say some of the things hit you, and we just talk about it, right? And we're gonna tell our viewers, how do we feel this impacts them. If you remember the last episode when me and you sat down, we talked about vision, right? I talked about your mind has to go before. Your mind has to lead, and your body will find a way to catch up to it. But your mind, like the vision part of it, we just talked about that. And me sitting in that room and hearing so many of them talk about vision and say those same things, it's I guess a pleasure, privilege to understand that you, I guess, on the same wavelength as people of those standards, because Ryan Leak, right? Ryan Leak, to me, he was the had the top performance. I don't even want to call it performance, the top speech. He just touched me more, right? He said something in the beginning of his speech. He said, somebody in the future, somebody will be standing in something because you saw it now. It was something like that, right? Yeah, like in the future, somebody will be standing in something because you saw it now, right? And obviously, Cut Different Academy came right to my mind, right? And when I think about that, it's so many people, like, you have a vision, right? And you have a beautiful idea, and you don't understand, like, the obedience, the discipline, the commitment that if you put into that idea, that somebody literally is going to be walking in that because of you. And I think the dedication to that, the ownership in that, the conviction it gave me, it meant so much, because like Walmart, they didn't know like Walmart was going to be Walmart. Target, they didn't know Target was going to be Target. Like, they had to imagine it first. They had to see it first. And I'm pretty sure even during those times, somebody was like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't going to do that. Yeah. Like, this ain't going to be, come on, why are you even trying to do that? And they had to like really see that for themselves and then make it. And now we go in Walmart like it's nothing, right? And we go to Target like it's nothing. We go in all these places, these banks and these things. This is somebody's last names. Like, that's a family legacy. Like, those are last names. Those just aren't made up names. Like, there's so many companies and things that we frequently go to that's literally somebody's last name on it, right? Like, what's your name gonna be on, right? And that's where it takes my mind. Like, when we think about a quote like that, like, what are you gonna do that somebody can walk into something that has your legacy on it, right? That your kids, that your families can walk around and understand that this is our family, this is what we're about. And I think it's always about the bigger pictures. And so many times we play small. We play ourselves so small, not understanding that, bro, we can literally imprint our legacy on this world. Like, you have an opportunity to put your legacy on this world, but you have to believe it. You have to see it first, right? So somebody one day in the future will be standing in something because you saw it today, right? And just to even standpoint on that, like Shantae, she said, practice before you get to the big show. Shantae Lowe, right? She's Olympian. She said, practice before you get to the big show. And this aligns with the same thing, with the same concept, right? Practice before you get to the show. Do the reps, right? Do the reps, because when that time comes, you're going to be ready for it, and you're going to take advantage of it. So that was one that hit me. I'll bounce back. I don't know if you guys want to touch
so the example that Ryan used, or the person that he used, was Walt Disney. Remember, he was saying how, I guess, the actual founder, he was a brother, one of the brothers, last name, I guess, Walt Disney, he died, but it was his vision prior to him dying that his brother came back and actually made that vision of his brothers grow into what we, like you say, we go to Disney World now, and had he not had that vision, his brother would have never walked into it, and we wouldn't be walking into Disney World with our kids spending thousands of dollars. But that's not the point. The point is, he had a vision, and he put it out there, and his brother was able to. So as he passed, his brother was able to come in and make it what his vision was. And to your point, when it was to that point, just in the moment of you saying that, I'm having that moment of seeing Q on the stage, and knowing that I would have loved to be able to be his age. And Q is my son, for ones that don't know. So over the summer, we had our gala, and in front of 200 people, I didn't think he was gonna be able to do it, but in front of 200 people, he got on stage and he recited his speech. And again, the vision that we have. So now when you and walking or seeing that moment, it's like, okay, how great could he really be if we walk? If I paint the picture that I want for my family, if I paint the picture that I want for my son, what will he be able to walk into it? Not will he be able to walk into it, but actually, is he going to do it? Because now that as you paint this picture, as you paint, the legacy that you want, now as we pass it down from generation to generation, now if the love and respect that they should have for you, or that they may have for you, they should walk right into it. And I think that goes back, right to what Ryan has said.
Yeah. And even, staying on Ryan, and again, I'm going to talk about somebody else, but Ryan had a whole bunch of nuggets that I want to, dissect, and I want to give to you. Like, I really want you to have the privilege to I'll get this information as if you were there. You know, I might not give it off as sweet as he did, but it just understand what I'm saying. But the other thing he said is, what is it like being on the other side of you?
Yeah.
And that alone, right? You just gotta let that breathe. Like, what is it like being on the other side of you, right? So the people that have to deal with you, like, what are those people thinking about it? That's a different level of perspective, right? I said perspective earlier. If you're constantly thinking about how you make other people feel, then I think that's going to take you to a whole nother level, right? I would like to hopefully think like the people that I have to encounter, the people on our team, like when they see me or they think of me, like they're thinking highly of me, right? I will hope that, and if not, I would want to change that if they're not. But again, what is it like to deal with you? And that level of perspective, again, you get that. I mean, it speaks for itself, but you can either give me, your thoughts on that, or just when you heard that, like, what did that say to you when you heard that?
Hey man, it touched your heart, man. It touched my heart. I mean, just because I think when we say, and I think he said it, being a vessel that God can use, you're put on this earth to do, to honor God, and a lot of times when we think we're doing with our own minds, our perspective is that we're doing what we're supposed to do. Like we think we're always right, so to speak. But then it's like you said, I mean, when he posed that statement, that question, it's like, okay, well, God, am I really doing what it is that you call me to do? Like, or do people really think highly of me? I think that speaks volumes to, it should speak volumes to everybody, because I think he said something about having humility, being able to be humble and having humility at the same time. Because if not, not being humble, now you look like, as he said it, now you're being like you're Mr. Know-it-all, like you just can't nobody tell you anything. And then just being able to have humility to understand that you wouldn't be able to do what it is that you're doing, or you wouldn't be able to be in the place that you're in had it not been for somebody else.
Yeah, and that's another one that he definitely, I'm gonna touch on that a little later, but that level again, humility, perspective, mindset, team, there's a lot of things that go into that. And the last thing I do want to touch on, that he said that this really, really stuck to me: chasing failure got me further than chasing success ever did. And when you hear that, chasing failure got me further than chasing success ever did, like, that's a bar, right? Because like doing hard things, embracing hard, right? Putting yourself in situations that statistically it may be against the odds, statistically it may not be in your favor, but chasing yourself, when you chase hard things, when you put yourself in difficult situations or places that you get far, you still go farther. I think they I don't know if it was John Maxwell, but he talked about like your misses, like, you know what I mean? How you miss and all those different, like, this is levels to it. And that's something he said as well, is levels to this thing. So many times we play so small, right? That we when we chase success, when you're chasing success, usually you're calculating, right? So you're putting yourself in situations that you can gain. Like, I know I can get there. Like, if I'm going to chase success, I'm not going to go unless I know I can get there. I know I can win. Chasing failure is like, I don't understand what it is, but I know this is where I need to go. So I just jump in the water, and I'm jumping out there understanding that I have what it takes to make it happen. But the odds really say I may not, right? There's sharks in the water, right? There's hurdles in the water. It may be raining, thunderstorms in the water, but I understand I'm going in that water because on the other side, that's where I'm supposed to go. When you're chasing success, you're chasing the rainbows, right? You're chasing the clear waters, the rainbows, the kiddie pool, like that's success. Failure is the hard stuff, right? So chasing failure got me further than chasing success ever did, man. That's a bar. So I'm saying this to you because you have to go do the hard thing. That thing that you don't think you can do, but you should be doing, that's where you got to go. Chasing success, yeah, it looks cool on Instagram, but are you going to change the world? Like, it looks good on the feed, but who are you impacting? So you have to chase failure, man. Chase failure. So that was a bar, man, and that one really touched me, dog.
And I mean, even to that, so like you say, chasing failure, or chasing success, what are the lessons that you learned? And if you could go from where you are to success, what did you learn, and how are you gonna be able to teach somebody else?
Yeah.
If you didn't have to go through the failing stages. And I think, again, as a man, as a dad, to have my own son is like, that's one of the things, because there's kids in general, but from a male perspective, there are things in life that men just can't do. You know what I'm saying? And we can't do it, or we shouldn't do it, because it can lead us in the wrong direction. So as we navigate our life, as we navigate through life, and we reach these certain levels of success along the way, we found that bump in the road. We had to cross that, jump that hurdle. But again, if it was easy, one, it wouldn't really amount to anything, because it was so easy to obtain. But since certain things that we have, whether it's money, family, status quo, whatever the case may be, if we had to go through something to get it, we value it more.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can teach that to our kids, to the boys that we mentor. You can actually, there's proof in the pudding, and I can tell you why you should do it this way, because I fell back here, and this is what it would. This is how you would end up if you choose not to go. If you choose to do it the other way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you learn, and that it's a learning process. But as you get to that level of success, but you fail along the way. So.
Yeah. Nah, man, and that it did. So lastly, we get off Ryan, right? Ryan, you a dog, right? And I love, bro. You really inspired me, motivated me, and even pushed me, right, with purpose and focus and stuff like that. But this was a moment, right? And I want to share this with y'all. This is one moment that truly touched me. I don't know if y'all felt this in there. I don't know if it happened with y'all, but it goes to what we say. So think about this conference that we're talking about, right? This was the Ocala Leadership Conference. I just named the lineup: Ryan Lee, John Maxwell, John Gordon, Shantae Lowe. Like, we got top of the top people in this room. Ryan Lee was on stage, and he sat there and he started talking about who paved the way for you, all right? Or who are you paving the way for? It was some way he put it, right? And he talked about, like, how him being on that stage is not that he's just better than everybody. He's on that stage because somebody gave him a chance. Like, he literally went back to his grade school teacher that took a chance on him, and then he broke down throughout his life everybody that gave him a break, right? I shared my story on here before, like when I was in and I had to get a job, and I called I emailed every person in the front office on these sports teams. Like, it was so relatable to the things he was doing, and he just basically said, like, bro, I'm not different from you. I just did, somebody gave me a chance, and when I got the chance, I killed it. The moment that happened in here, when he said it, I think he said, like, who paved the way for you? He said something like, who paved the way for you? Then he said these words, like, who got you in this room? And when he said that, the boys, and we had, again, these top people in this room, John Maxwell, all the people I just said, right? We had our boys, like, we had 5th, 6th grade, 7th graders hearing from John Maxwell. Like, people had to pay a lot of money to go hear John Maxwell. People have to, like, do a lot of things to hit his level of speakers. We had these boys in the room for this information. And when he said, who paved the way for you? They instantly looked back at our row. In that moment, like, touched me more than anything else, because in that moment, God was, like, talking to me like, bro, this is why you do what you do. This is why I have you here, right? It's bigger than you. Like, you are exposing these young kids to next level stuff. Like, you have 6th and 7th graders listening to John Maxwell, the guru of leadership. Like, they're sitting in the room hearing from Ryan Lee. Like, that was confirmation of all I needed. It was like, this is why you're here. This is why you're here in this moment. And once I seen them look at me, bro, I was like, wow, like, this is it. It's not about me. Like, it's way bigger than me, man. What we're doing here is literally building our next leader. That's what I just said when I said about Cut Different Academy. Like, the things that we are building, the systems we are building, man, is literally to create our next leaders, right? It's to fill the void that we have in our community and beyond, every community, right? Building strong men create strong families create strong communities. Like, this is why we're here. And this is why we're doing the work. And that was confirmation, man. And the way, you should have just seen the way they looked. I wish we could have got that on video. They just looked back and smiled. And then I just started thinking about all the people that paved the way for me. Same thing. I had people that bet on me. I had coaches that was in my life. I had these important figures when I came back to Ocala that stepped in and helped me along my path. Even us being in that room, our board member Mark Cummins hit me up and gave us tickets to that thing to be able to have the boys in there, right? Like, you need people. You just need, when you get the chance, you need to knock it out. So that really impacted me. I don't know what it said to you, how you felt about it, but even talking about it, when you think about who's paved the way for you, and when he said that, how did that resonate with you?
Yeah, no, it was cool. Troy was the first one, and I knew when he said it, I knew what Troy was saying. But I was like, don't look at me, look at Mr. J, man. But you know, even at, like you said, in that moment, just the work that we do, man, it's a lot of young boys when we out on a day-to-day basis, and we trying to find the next exposure trip, or we trying to find the next workshop to do with the boys. It's all about exposure. And we just had a conversation at Pheasant Elementary School this morning with one of the staff members there. We were just talking about, you know, as long as we save one, as long as we give one an opportunity to get to the next level, then we save a minute, because sure, at some point it's like that young man will be able to, he's going to reach back at some point. So man, it definitely it spoke volumes at that point in time too.
Yeah. So my question to you, right? The other person on the other side of this camera, who are you helping get in the room, right? Whatever you're doing, whatever journey in life you're on, whatever space you're in, right? Who are you helping get in the room? And sometimes, again, going back to place, so many times we play ourselves so small that you think because wherever situation you're in, that may not be where you want to go, that you can't elevate nobody to where you are. If we're on a scale of 1 to 10 and you think you're a 4 on the scale of 1 to 10, the 1, 2, 3s, pull them up to the 4s. Help them get to a 4, right? You don't have to be a 10 to go help the rest of the people. If you're a 2, go help the 1s. If you're a 3, go help the 2 and the 1s, right? We all have a responsibility to help others. But so many times we just be stuck on a bigger picture that you don't understand that you can help right where you are. Right where you are right now, you can reach back and help somebody up. So who are you paving the way for? And I want you to focus on that, right? So that's my question to you. Who are you paving the way for? So make sure y'all paying attention to that and doing the work. Helping other people. It's bigger than you. It's way bigger than you. So that's that. Last person I want to touch on. So again, there was a lot of other speakers. A lot of other people said good things, right? It's so crazy, right? And this is just me. I don't know what y'all think. The brother Damon West, right? He wasn't like electric speaker like Ryan Leak or some of the others, right? But I was thinking about it as I was saying. Again, this is no knock to nobody, right? And I think I'm a well-spoken person. I think I can speak on stage. I know I can, right? Damon West, as he's up there, like I'm like, okay, like I'm critiquing him because I'm a speaker. But then after I left, and I started talking to so many other people and asking them about the speakers and what they took away from it.
It was a story.
The coffee bean came up all the time. And I had to sit with myself like, okay, I think Ryan Leak was a better speaker. Obviously, John Wells more known. John Gordon, these are better speakers and better known people. Why is Damon West on top of everybody? Because his story resonates. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can remember a coffee bean. Like, yeah, Ryan Leak said cool things. John Gordon said good things. John Maxwell, they said good things. But for the average person, I can remember boiling water, a carrot, an egg, and a coffee bean. Like, that's transformed. That can translate from a kindergarten classroom to the hallways of Harvard, right? And that's what it's about, right? It's about resonating with the people. If you're just so top level that you can't resonate with the people and hit a story, you're not relatable. You have to be relatable to the people. So that brother, he was relatable, because I'm still talking about the coffee bean, right? I was telling Sean about that the other night. Like, be a coffee bean, you know what I mean? But that's why that's so impactful. And that really stuck with me, right? Because so many times we want to get on stage and get into these rooms and be John Maxwell, right? Or be Ryan, be these people, right? Where it's like, nah, you just need to have a story that resonates with the people. Be yourself, tell your story, but resonate with the people. Because they'll walk away and remember that more so than they're going to remember what John Maxwell said if he not resonating. So that was just a nugget. But anywho, I don't know. You got anything to say there? I just brought that up.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And I mean, just in life though, you know, even after his story, that story was crazy. Like you said, you could retell the story as if, you know, as if you was the one that the story was told to.
Yeah.
The way that he, the imagery that he gave with it, but also just now, you know, I'm looking at it like, okay, that's something that's tangible. That's something that we could teach. My 9-year-old son, you know what I'm saying? Not to fit in, but not to get into a room and change into somebody else, but just be who you are. And 9 times out of 10, you could be somebody to change that whole, like he said, that he changed the whole prison based off, you know, him just being who he was. He changed that whole the penitentiary. So I mean, I think if nothing else, like you said, that story definitely stood out. Him as Damon West definitely stood out as one of the speakers for that day. So that was definitely good.
Yeah, and I do want just really quick, just share y'all the story, not to give it, but I don't want to talk about it, not share. So he shared a story of a coffee bean. The way the story went, Damon West had spent a lot of time in prison. Well, he got sentenced to a lot of time in prison, like 60 some years, but he had to do 7 years. Well, he did 7 years, then he got out on parole. But before he was in jail, before he got sentenced to go to prison, in jail, he was scared. He was asking somebody like, what do I do when I go to prison? So he met a dude named Muhammad. Muhammad gave him a story. The way the story went, he was saying prison is a pot of boiling water, right? What happens when you put a carrot in boiling water? It softens, right? What happens when you put it, he said, so you don't want to do that. You can't go to prison and get soft. But he said, what happens when you put an egg in boiling water? It gets hard, right? He said, so all right, you can't go to prison and do that to get hard, right? Because you desensitize yourself to the world and you can't be basically a part of the system or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, what happens when you put a coffee bean in the water? He said it spreads, right? It changes the water. It changes the environment, right? It turns the water into coffee. So he was like, you need to be a coffee bean. So basically just the encouragement in that message is change the environments, right? Don't let the environment change you. You change the environment. So that was the power of that message. So that resonated deeply with us. So lastly, what I do want to touch on, John Maxwell, right? Can't let it spin without talking about the GOAT, the godfather of leadership. One thing he talked about, right, is not separating. Failure was a big part of his thing. I don't know if you hit, but he talked about failure mostly the whole time. So what it let me know, because in the beginning he talked about why him being on the stage, he had spoke more than 14,000 times. Some of these said it's a crazy amount. Spoke a whole bunch of times, but he said he does the same thing every day. He said he writes, he reads, and he files. Right, reads, files. He's like, said the same thing. Daily deposits, right? So I talk about all the time. Daily deposits. What are you waking up and doing daily? Right, read. So he was saying this is how I get to where I get. But then he said one thing about you can't do. He said you can't separate failure from success. He said they go together. They go hand to hand. And that touched me, right? Because we play these games and we chasing success, but failure is a part of the process, right? Like there's gonna be something that's not gonna go your way. You're gonna look at yourself in the failure bug, like that. I think hearing those things from those level of people, it comforts you in a sense, right? Because you understand like it's not gonna be easy. But the thing that you thought was gonna go the way, just because that's not the end of all. Failure goes with success. That was one thing he said, and then he also talked about anticipating failure. So you're going to fail, anticipate it, because he said once you anticipate it, you can prepare for it. So anticipate failure, because if you anticipate it, you can prepare for it. There was some of the key takeaways. And then I think the last one, develop a process. This is something he said, develop a process to get a return on your failure, right? So develop a process to get a return on your failure. Again, this is all failure, right? So he said, test a lot, fail a lot, all right? Test a lot, fail a lot, and then evaluate, right? Get a return on your failure. So again, John Maxwell, the godfather of leadership, is talking about failure. What are some of the takeaways you took from John Maxwell?
Those, and he said he gave us that quick, I guess it was an example or a quick story with a good miss. So the young lady walking down the road and this hole in the road, and I guess she turned her head, so she fell in. The second time she walking down the road, so the second part of the story, she's walking down the road, she sees the hole, but she's walking to it and she turns her head, so she falls in it again. I think the third time she did something different. However, she still fell in the hole. But this time, the last time she got to the road, she remembered that it was a hole in the road and just went down a whole different road. So she didn't fall in the hole. Mm-hmm. So a good miss. So, and I think, that lesson, and that is just, again, it's okay if we learn from the mistakes that we make. So we're not making them, the insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. So it's okay to fail, but are you learning from that failure? And I think that's one of the biggest things that, from that story, it's like, bro, just it fail, but learn from that failure, mm-hmm. because it's gonna make sure it'll make sure that you're successful on the other side.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Again, me bringing that conversation to you about the failure part, because I want you to put that embed that in your head, right? Failure is a part of the process, right? So you may take failure as it's over, like the game over, then you walk away and not come back. Failure and success go hand in hand, so you got to make sure you're doing that. Another thing I want to add to that, man, John Maxwell talked about vision as well. I think all of them talked about vision, but he said you had to see it. You had to see it first. So that's something he said. John Maxwell said out of his mouth talking about you had to see it first. So I wanted to make sure we had that. But again, man, we wanted to bring this conversation to you all, right? To give you some nuggets just to think on. I don't want to unload you with too much stuff, but I wanted to give you this, Eddie. We wanted to give you this to make sure that, again, we were blessed to be able to get the opportunity. We believe in coming back and bringing other people up, right? There ain't no crab in the bucket mentality over here, right? We bring you, we climbing down the ladder, bring you back over the ladder, making sure you're going up. So definitely take some notes. Definitely make sure you are doing something about it. So one thing about confidence, about doing something, like some people leave motivated and inspired, right? That's cool, but that don't really do now. You got to leave with purpose and focus, right? Purpose and focus is what you're doing. So I hope this conversation allowed you to cultivate the purpose and the focus that you have to be able to go forward and do more. So that's what I definitely, I don't know if you had any other key things that anybody said that you want to pinpoint.
Approach every day with gratitude. That'll change everything too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing that, and something that I feel myself every once in a while. I do it, maybe say a prayer and be, show gratitude in the prayer. But now that I wake up, I actually find humor. So in the day that I start, a day it may not start off the way that I anticipated to start off, but as I realize, as I start, showing gratitude for the things that I have, it actually bring humor to my life. It's like, okay, this could be way worse than what it really is. Mm-hmm. So try to show gratitude every day.
Yeah. No, that's fire. So last thing, if somebody didn't attend the conference, right, what is the one thing? Just one thing you want them to take away?
I just said it. Just show gratitude.
Show gratitude.
I mean, and again, it sounds way. I guess it may sound harder than what it really is, but I think that's game changer.
Yeah.
I think that's really game changer because some case in point, quick story. Q this morning he got up. Q got up and he got to his phone. He has a YouTube channel. He's been real big on his YouTube channel, and he gets to his phone and he realizes, like, I don't have a YouTube no more, so it's gone. Somehow it's wiped away.
Dang.
So now he's really upset. But in that moment, I'm sitting there thinking, like, at first I'm frustrated with him because, like, why is it first thing in the morning he got his phone? But then I thought about it. I started talking to him. Well, it's a lot of kids who don't even have a phone. There's a lot of kids who didn't have a home to wake up in this morning to go to the phone to realize that their YouTube channel is gone. So just being able to, as I started going, I started finding humor in it. So instead of being upset with him, it actually lightened the load. And I just told him, like, son, it's okay. We'll figure it out. So start your day with gratitude.
I can start your day with gratitude. The mind is just chasing failure. Got me further than chasing success ever did. Chasing failure got me further than chasing success every day, man. I think you got to put yourself in that predicament to do hard things and embrace the hard, and it's gonna take you to the next level. So make sure you're doing hard things and you're embracing hard, and watch how your life change. So other than that, man, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and commenting, man. We appreciate you for this episode. Again, first Ocala Leadership Conference. John Maxwell, John Gordon, Ryan Leak, Shante Lowe, Damon West, and Chad is, I don't know brother last name, but great experience. Again, thank you to those that had a hand and make sure that this event came to the city, the leadership that brought it in, Mark Cummins, Chester Weber, and a couple other folks that were part of that. We greatly appreciate for the experience and excited for next year, man. So next year we'll definitely be in the building, and I'm pretty sure it'll be bigger and better than ever. So stop what you're doing, like, subscribe, and comment. Cut Different Academy coming soon. We building the next future leaders, right? So we're going to have one of our boys on the stage at one of these Ocala Leadership Conferences here in the future. So stay tuned for that. So other than that, man, y'all good to rock it?
Yeah.
Hey, man, keep going, man. It's February. Make sure y'all turn it up. We'll see y'all next time.